The point you talked about earning interest and things like that, I want to be clear. The reason that happens, I mean, I know you understand it, but I also wanted to put it on the table before all of you. The reason your interest has been cut to zero is, or rather, it's not cut to zero. What it is a moratorium on interest. That's what it is technically. And that is really part of the rules of the receivership. So the receivership proceeds in that way. Now, meaning your deposits are just, the only thing that is there is their value. Nothing, they're not earning anything. But I guess the point I would make is that discussion will need to have it with the investor. These are all the things that you negotiate with the investor to see what other things are, how to, in effect, strengthen the position for the depositors and so forth. So I cannot answer you today to tell you to be in a particular way or not, but the sentiments are clear to us. And I guess I would probably make the same claim if I were in your shoes. So I think I just want to tell you that we understand each other, and I cannot go beyond that. Others will be showing my cards too much in terms of the negotiations that will be there coming forward. There was a question about the second tranche and things like that, and I can understand why that's an issue, or why some would want to have a second tranche, particularly. Yes, I think I don't need to explain more about that. But I guess here's where we need to balance it, as was explained, with the consideration of reopening the bank in a strong position. What you don't want is to be moving out cash in this way, and then in a sense having the bank reopen limping. So it's a lot better if actually that is part, maybe we wait a few months, 2-3 months, whatever it is, in first quarter, as I mentioned, first quarter of next year, reopen it, and at that point you have not just your 1.5, you know exactly what the rest is going to be. You are talking about somebody with 100. Well, it's fine to say you're giving them 1% of 100. But it's another thing to say, and then you tell them, well, I don't know what I'm going to do with the other 99. It's another thing to say, well, of your 100, this is what we're going to do. So I think there's more credibility in the second. The point here is that one of the things that I find so interesting about this, the way we've carried out Chase Bank, is that really we followed very much the law. Not just very much. There's nothing we've done that is outside the law. Nothing, not a single thing. So I think this is one of the things that we have to do. We are going to continue resolving this institution according to the act or the law as presented to us, which is the KDIC Act. So in that sense, we know how to relate to all these institutions. But I would want to insist on the issue of how grateful I am to yourselves as depositors for supporting the process so far. I think that is important. Obviously, we want to be absolutely sure that you don't lose your principal, you don't lose your deposit. And I think that would be a long way. That would actually in itself be revolutionary, making sure that you don't lose your principal and whatever else you have. You have a bank and you restart. Maybe you've lost 1 year, but I think that going forward, you have a relationship that you can rebuild with that institution.